Hang in
Dude,
there. It is.
that's Smylie Kaufman for 61. Wow.
I'm Smylie Kaufman, and this is The Smylie Show.
Welcome to a very special on-site edition of The Smylie Show. I'm Charlie Hulme, he's Smylie Kaufman. This is the SoFi Center. It's rivalry match week, I guess, rivalry match day. Not since the 2010 college football opener featuring my North Carolina Tar Heels and Smylie's LSU Tigers have we seen this much animosity. And I'm just glad that tonight, that game, this match will not be as rigged as that game was. My Bay Golf Club is going to have a little bit of a fair fight against your Jupe Links. How you feeling?
Man, after watching you over the last however long we've been here, peacocking all your Bay Golf Club gear, I mean, this guy couldn't be more confident in your squad. But, dude, I mean, this place is unreal. I mean, just the scale of it, the sound, the lights, and then honestly, I didn't expect that I'd have an opportunity to actually chip and putt.
Oh, yes.
So the kid in me came out and I'm like, all right, I am absolutely ready to see if this is easy, medium, or hard. And what I discovered is that it's different.
It's different.
It's just different.
So you wouldn't grade it as being anything particularly, it's just completely different.
It has its levels for sure, but the end of the grain chipping is a problem. When I got there and figured out for the first time, like looking down at the lie,
yeah,
tough scene.
I did a little bit of chipping myself, and I feel like I could tee it up in this league, Smylie. I really feel confident in that assessment, putted a little bit. I'm, of course, being a little bit facetious, but I think that it was fun to see you. We got a little project coming up. We're going to see Smylie recreating some of the top TGL shots. So look for that in a couple weeks. But getting a feel for the different lies around here, hitting some putts, hitting some wedges. I think different's a good way to sum it up. But it's also just, it's hard to not marvel at just the scale of everything and you know, just the evolution of simulator golf with this sort of in-game, you know, sort of turf expansion of it. The whole thing is just, I think you said it best. You're kind of like kids playing with toys. You see some balls out here, you see some wedges, you see some putters. You can't help yourself. You want to come out here and play around.
Well, it's you know, for the game of golf, right? Like this is good. You know, having an in-person experience, watching, you know, these players in a different element. I love that the guys are fist pumping. They get into it. They care. They've had fun. So that aspect is really cool. You know, I got to hit a shot already into the screen. I wasn't expecting to hit one.
A little no-glove 6-iron?
I mean, I was a little worried.
Pinch cut in there?
I was a little worried that the club was going to slip out of my hand. So to make sure I hit the screen. Of course, you didn't speak up. You wanted to hit one. But
well, I tried. I said, hey,
sir, can
I hit a shot, please? And it was like, there was like nothing there. And it was like, okay, I'll stop asking. I'll be polite and stop asking.
I think
I'll hit some tomorrow.
I think just starting to see kind of fans trickle in too. I think has put it in a little bit of perspective of okay, this will have a little more energy than how it's been over the last hour or so for us, and getting to see this place and what people have called, you know, a really fun experience.
Yeah, I think it's been interesting the conversations we've had, which we are going to get to. We've got some great ones lined up for you. But just that you're packaging something into 2 hours, it is more action-packed. You can hear right now all the ambiance and the pregame. We're still early into pregame. The fans are just now filtering in. Yeah. So to see what the experience is like live and how it differs from the television product, I'm excited to check that out. And to see how these guys embrace it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's, even talking to the guys, we were just at a little Bay party where Smylie came in with a Jupiter Link shirt and he got a little bit of rightful stick for that. But just, you know, Min Woo talking about coming in here for the first time since the initial testing period, how much he's enjoyed it and felt some butterflies for his first match. And I was asking Shane, just kind of ribbing him, hey, you gonna lay down tonight so Jupiter Links can make the playoffs? I said, oh, hell no, I'm trying to get the #1 seed. Like, they care about this. It's cool.
They, seems like to me they want the 1 seed mainly because they see some weak links in TGL.
They love to see it.
They see some weak links, and I'm not going to say they called out a team that they're playing tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. They are overlooking the team of Jupiter Links tonight, and that's all I'm going to say is that, hey, don't be surprised when the team that's favored comes out and just lays an egg?
Well, okay, this is a perfect segue to our next portion because I love playoff scenarios. I love crunching numbers, figuring out who's going to go where. So here's what I got for you, all right? Jupiter's played 3 matches. Okay, the 3 teams that have clinched playoff spots: LA, GC, the Bay, and Atlanta. The 3 teams that are currently on the outside looking in, well, I guess New York is in the final position 4th, but they've played 4 matches. They have 3 points. Jupiter Lynx has played 3 matches. They have 2 points. Boston's played 4 matches, only has 1 point. So what does that mean, Charlie? Jupiter Lynx controls their own destiny. They beat the Bay tonight. If they beat the Atlanta in their final match, they make it into the playoffs. But they lose, it opens up the door for New York in their final match. They beat Boston. I think they get in.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's definitely a chance.
Where would you put my odds for my Jupe Lynx right now?
You know, if I'm like one of those, odds crunching machines where the KPMG Insights type of guys, I think, a Bay Golf team, and I say that as a Bay Golf supporter who's already clinched the playoffs, maybe is okay with coasting a little bit. I think like 40% chance Jupe makes the playoffs.
That's all I'm here for. The underdog that makes their way all the way to the top, and that trophy that's sitting over there, it's going to be red and navy all year long.
It would be a true Cinderella story. We talked to Max Homa before the match.
Yeah.
One of the conversations we had, he was in an upbeat mood, feeling good about where his head's at. Kiz, I don't know how much prep Kiz got in for the match, but he's,
Kiz here yet?
we might still be waiting on Kiz at this point.
Maybe I'll play tonight. We'll see.
That was a pitch that might have been made.
Yeah.
So that's what we got for you. We're excited to see how it all unfolds. We're going to see just in a few moments here some Bay and Jupiter Lynx players coming over here and warming up in the green zone area, and doing some warm up in the screen zone. So we're excited about this thing. And what do you think? You got any parting thoughts before we kind of tee up the next section of the show, Smylie?
No, I think just look forward to get going, man.
Do you want to show the people your Jupe Lynx shirt, or are you going to wait for the reveal?
Here we go, baby.
It's got a really nice TGL sweatshirt on now that they made him put on at the Bay pregame party. Here we're gonna. This is not an NC-17 show. Here we go. There it is.
Baby.
Just juping out. It's really juping out. All right, here's what we got for you. So we have the next thing you're gonna see on this show is gonna be Smiley's very first look at SoFi Center. Walking in, checking out the player locker room areas. The whole setup. They have the warm-up area in the back. And then we're going to have a couple conversations with Matt Barrie, who's the voice of this entire competition, at least on television. We have Roger Steele, the in-game host here, the arena experience that we're going to have tonight. And we got Max Homa. Second time on the show, great conversation, upbeat, really nice little Lululemon piece who's rocking tonight. And then we may kick in a few additional conversations. We'll see how much time we have tonight.
Yeah.
But that's what we have coming up next. And then on the back end of that, Smylie and I be sitting here, what do you say, courtside, arena side, field side.
Yeah.
We're sitting right over here, and we're going to be watching.
My dad hoodie.
Cool dad hoodie.
Lace, locks, loaded.
We're going to be watching the match. We're going to be reacting to the match. So,
Yeah.
we'll try to keep it close for your boys tonight, but I think this is a Bay romp. I really do.
Only thing I'm going to say before we go to this next bit is what's the bet?
What's the bet? And this is great because everyone's watching this. They already know the outcome of the match. We're recording this before. This is tomorrow morning. What's the bet? All right, what type of wager do we want? Is it going to involve these teams? Is it going to involve our alma maters? What kind of stakes do you want?
I will wear a Bill Belichick
Hoodie?
cut off North Carolina hoodie for an episode.
Is it like at a major, like a Masters episode?
That's fine, like one where you can bring me a North
Okay,
Carolina.
I'll bring you a Bill Belichick hoodie, and then
Maybe
what?
like PGA week or something.
Perfect. And then what LSU thing are you going to bring to me?
You will get to wear.
Tyrann Mathieu? Can I get a Matthew, or are you going to stick me with like a
You might
Matt
get
Flynn?
a Burrow. You might get a.
Burrow.
You
I'd
might
go
get an
with Burrow.
Odell.
Oh, okay. Go with
You
Odell.
might get a Shaq throwback, like little penny LSU jersey. Like honestly, I'm doing you a favor, letting you wear something so nice.
two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The Knicks versus the top 3 teams in the league. Oklahoma City, Boston, Cleveland, 0-7. And you take out the 110-104 loss to Cleveland at home in October, and they lost by double digits every game. The Knicks will make the playoffs. Number 1, do they fix their defensive problems? And 2, are they actually healthy?
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
You have Duke the 1, Houston the 2. They're the 2 best defensive teams in the country. I want to see them play for the right to go to the Final Four because I think that would be a kick-ass game.
Duke is really great on both ends of the floor. You know, they can score and they can defend, and that's why they win by big numbers all the time, because they're really good on both ends of the floor. I don't trust Houston's offense.
Pharrell coast to coast, only on SportsGrid. The Eagles got it done. If you back them, you're celebrating. Football season may be over, but the action never stops.
Are you ready for some baseball?
At SportsGrid, we're always in the game. We bring you 24/7 betting insights, expert picks, and real-time analysis. Next big play is already in motion. Are you ready? It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
You get live with this?
Look at this. Come look over here to the grain.
So look at this. This is a little live tour with Matt Barrie.
Yeah,
do we say the voice or the face of the ESPN
Let's go
broadcast?
voice. I try to keep my face off the TV.
Okay, there we go.
But here, Smylie, I mean, when you see these guys, this is these into the grain
that's
shots.
why it comes out so low and you can't
so
spin
it comes
anything.
out low, and then you'll see these guys every once in a while. We were just talking about it a minute ago. For the first few weeks, they were having a problem into the grain, and they were chubbing it right into the. But they've added, it's a little more user-friendly now, but.
What'd they do?
See, I mean, see how low it comes out.
Yeah, it just comes out low. Has anybody tried the 7-wood or a little 5-wood up the hill?
We haven't seen that yet, but these, like, when you're watching the broadcast and you're seeing it, it's like, oh, they're into the grain.
Yeah.
And then these guys know that right now.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Bounce is different than I would expect.
Here, try it.
So, Matt, Smiley's coming in tomorrow to recreate, like, the top 10 or 15 shots in the season.
Yep.
So any hot tips you want to give him now? We got grain is one.
Grain's definitely one.
Any other items he needs to know?
The guys are figuring out in and around the green like this.
Yeah.
And how to get these shots. And then the other thing we're starting to see.
You just can't spin that.
Is the putting.
The putting.
The putting has been huge. Like we saw last night. So Ricky last night hit a 36-foot putt.
Oh, it's so soft on my feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Didn't expect that.
Ricky hit the 36-foot putt, and then 2 putts later, Cam goes in there and hits 38.6 and sets a record because they're starting to figure out the green and how to roll it and what it's going to do.
It's like they've been playing Little West break, right? And that's wow. I didn't see.
Is it what? Because obviously there were some misses, early on. What are they picking up on the grain? Is it just like a speed thing, or is it? Are there
speed. I think to me it's pace because early on you'd see them putt one right on line, and then at the end it would, right at the last minute it would.
Kind of
and so I think they're understanding like you gotta be true with the roll.
So what I want to ask you is the first broadcast that you were sitting in there, how awkward did you feel?
Oh, it's the most awkward I've ever felt. Because when people don't look, we know what golf TV is, right? It's voice and analyst. Well, here we've got 6 of the best players, world-class players in the world. They're the analysts. Yeah. Because they're mic'd up. So during a broadcast, I hear 6 voices, the producer, me, trying to decide when do you lay out, when do you set up the shot, when do you call the shot, when do you listen to the players, when do you ask the players a question. And you're kind of just finding that balance. Because if I want to hear someone break down the shot, I'll just ask the player.
Yeah.
It's like, JT walking me through that shot. Well, I saw this, this, and this. Well, that's what an analyst would do. I might as well score the player.
How hard has it been from just a general communication standpoint? Because I imagine it's loud in here.
It is.
So these guys, can they hear well enough to be able to distinguish your voice?
You've watched. There's been some hit or misses.
Yeah.
There's been times where they'll hop right in and be like, oh, this, that, and the other. And we have fun with it. And then last night after Cam Young hit the 38-foot putt, it was so loud in here, and I wanted to ask him about it. He couldn't hear me.
Yeah, welcome to my life.
Right?
Welcome to my life.
He couldn't hear you because he's standing over here by the crowd. And you'll see tonight. You'll hear it tonight. I mean, there's a hum in this place when something big happens. And then they're feeding off adrenaline, and you want to talk to them about it, and then sometimes they just don't hear.
What's your favorite moment so far?
Oh, gosh. Did Justin Thomas chip in
after the flub?
To tie the mat after the flub.
Oh, we're
Great's
moving.
rotating now.
I was like, am I getting vertigo? I literally thought I had vertigo right now.
I mean, it's awesome. So you'll see it tonight too. Like in between holes, they'll rotate it for the next hole. But
how long do the plates take to change?
All right, so that they do. It's changed twice. It's changed for the first 9, and then it stays the same through the entirety of the.
So they just rotate.
It just rotates for what flag placement it's going to be, and then for the back, for the singles, they'll rotate it at intermission. They'll undulate it at intermission. That's where it stays for the
Interesting.
duration.
And is that so? Then when the holes are designed, they're given that feedback. They're like, "Hey, we're going to need the same type of slopes, maybe not orientation, but slopes."
So they know. So these guys will know when they're out here putting tonight during shoot around. They know that whatever it is now.
Is what
how
it'll
it's going to be set for the entire 9.
Yeah.
So then they'll sit up here and they know that's going to be a flag right here. That's not going to change. They'll go up and they'll just learn how to hit this putt.
Oh, so they just put a cap in the hole?
Yes.
Got it.
Oh. So they'll just
put a green cap on top.
Yeah. So we have a greenskeeper.
Yeah.
He'll be out here all night and he'll just be changing it throughout.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. So JT was the favorite moment because he just said and it was.
Come on, JT.
He's got to make up for that.
Yeah.
And then he chipped it in. The comebacks have been great. Last night, LA was down 4-0.
Yes.
Finau on his tee shot didn't hit the speed slot, left him 240 out, whereas Cam Young had a $150. He hits this 4-iron to 10 feet, hammers down worth 2, makes the putt. Now it's 4-3, and then Colin wins the next one. We're tied 4 apiece.
How about that?
And it changes that quick. So,
okay.
Do you guys enjoy it?
Do you get the sense talking to guys like seeing Finau how much fun he had last night that there are guys that kind of wish they got in early?
Well, yeah, because again, I mean,
it looks so fun, right?
Here's the deal: it's human nature to be like, "What's this all about? Like, is this going to be good?" And then you start watching it, and you start watching how much fun the players are having. Tony comes in here Sunday night, and he's like, "Holy, this is amazing!" Practices, starts getting into it, starts having a lot of fun. He starts hearing the music, comes out and plays. He's like, "Well, wait a second,
this is a lot.
I kind of want to do that."
Yeah.
So we keep joking this is a big recruiting week for us because the PGA Tour in town. We're like, come out, big recruiting weekend.
Luke Clinton,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just
Clinton was here last. Yeah,
that's right.
Jason Day was here last night.
Just in case they need a broadcaster,
If we need a guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, we already got one broadcaster playing.
Right, I got a guy here.
Well, my one question would be: is there been a better change in any sport than the hammer rule and TGL?
Mid-season. Like, there's been some good rule changes that they wait till the off-season. The committees get involved.
I don't think there's ever been a better rule change during a season than it's made every match so much more enjoyable to watch because you don't get the stinkers, right?
Right. It goes back to these guys being smart. They figured out that if I've got the hammer in my back pocket and I don't relinquish it, we can just play them straight up and win. They figured that out. So it's like, all right, now credit to the people at TGL. Like, no, we need to fix this because the hammer can change the match. And since we fixed it, you're not out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's two. So when LA stepped to the tee box last night down 4-0 to the 12th tee, 15-hole match, 12th tee down 4-0, their win probability was 2%.
Wow.
And because they used the hammer right, they won.
So good.
Well, it's what these guys do, man. This is the name of the game when they play on a Tuesday, when they play at home.
Yep.
It's how can I get it back to even?
So you're right.
That's
how
all
do
they're trying to do.
And you'll hear them during the
How
broadcast.
can I not
They'll be
lose
like, guys,
money?
let's just win one.
Yeah.
Let's just win this one hole. Let's hammer this hole. And then you start hearing how they think. It's fascinating.
None of these guys don't press their bets, so that's a little inside tidbit right there.
Yeah, and even with, and that's why I keep telling people, like, so the hammer's pressing your buddies on the weekend. That's all it is. That's what the hammer is. It's become the star.
Well, shoot, man, keep grinding.
So, you guys have fun
tonight, Matt.
Brady Tkachuk saying that if his brother did miss that overtime period against Canada, like we saw him do, it must be serious out there. And of course, Brady Tkachuk, not a doctor, but you've got to wonder the status of Matthew Tkachuk and what we're going to find out.
Game time for all of these teams and all these players that were, teammates. Now they're facing off against each other. Now they're back to being teammates, whatever it might be. Like, it's time to get things rolling back in the right direction.
HL today, only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
You have Duke the 1, Houston the 2. They're the two best defensive teams in the country. I want to see them play for the right to go to the Final Four because I think that would be a kick-ass game.
Duke is really great on both ends of the floor. They can score and they can defend, and that's why they win by big numbers all the time, because they're really good on both ends of the floor. I don't trust Houston's offense.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
We are here with Max Homa, proud member of the Jupe Links, baby. What's up, Max? All right, so you got here when and what time did you leave home?
Got here 20 minutes ago, left home at 10:45.
Okay, that's a day in the life of a TGL player. How has it been so far? Just sum up the whole experience. I mean, coming into the year, I imagine you didn't really know exactly how it would probably go.
Yeah, this is only my second match, oddly enough.
Welcome sophomore day.
Yeah, sophomore game, so I might not be the best guy, but we had a lot of fun the first time. Feels like a year ago now, since Kiz, tried to murder the flag stick.
Has he told you he's going to try to recreate that shot tomorrow?
That's a really good idea. I think you should.
And I have a
baseball. You need to go the angle he did because you cannot have any.
Well, so I got a baseball glove on the other side, just in case we get a little hot one.
You need a first base or catcher's mitt, just in case.
I dug into the archives. All I could find was my pitcher's mitt from high school.
Oh boy,
11.5 inches.
I
feel like I need like 13.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's really tough.
But no, it was fun. We got run out the gym, so I'm hoping to do a little better this time. But yeah, it's honestly has been really fun. The in-person experience is great, and watching on TV has been cool too. So it has exceeded expectation.
But you don't have to look at him too. He's wearing Bay golf club gear.
Well,
I know this is. You can just look at me.
You don't go to like a Cal football game and not wear Cal gear, right? I mean, this is the squad I've chosen, so I kind of got to ride with it. I appreciate the level of respect you're showing me. The fact that I'm decked out in all Bay stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to be respectful. It is like this year getting into football and becoming a Chiefs fan. Like it's kind of
it's
like
a
root
little
for us.
suspect.
Like we're the underdog. We got the GOAT on our team.
Do I get any credit for choosing the Bay prior to the season?
No.
None
Next question.
whatsoever. That's fair. Fair critique. Yeah.
All right. So, first impressions when you walked in here, and then actually getting reps like live on TV. What has been like the hardest adjustment for you as far as just whether it's over here on like the live green or just hitting shots into the simulator? For you, like, what's been the most difficult adjustment?
It's an interesting, actually, like observation I think we've all made. But you play golf with your eyes a lot more than you think, and you don't really get to play it with your eyes here. Like, I know there's been some wonky stuff with the up tee, but like hitting a 60-yard shot without seeing the flag is really difficult.
Do you use a clock system for a 60-yard shot?
No, but I have a feel. Like I choke up to the metal, basically. It's up to my arm. So it would be a good test to see how good I am at that. But I think a lot of like the bursts of speeds and things like that happen. Like the driver feels like they're all a little you feel odd, but the driver feels like the easiest, like a full swinging whatever.
Rip something.
Yeah, and
okay.
you just feel like you're just making a golf swing, whereas when you're hitting a golf shot, like even drawing it and cutting it in the screen feels, I don't know, it's different, but it's also the hardest part of the whole thing is the lights.
What?
The sand is perfect.
Wow.
The golf ball shines, and it looks like this, like your depth perception gets funny because it's all like the
so like
ball
when you're
in
in
the
a
sand
green
feels like
side
you're just,
bunker, fairway bunker, that you're saying it's just.
it's almost like you just see sand. You got like a little glimmer of the ball. So little things like that have made it different, but
So you
obviously we get used to it.
You need to play like a purple golf ball.
A purple golf ball is not like the worst idea just
Wow.
for the TGL ball.
I
would
love
not be a
that.
bad idea.
There you
Or
go.
just like a red.
Yeah,
Red
red
ball.
golf ball.
Like a little mini golf action.
Yeah.
What about the greens? I mean, obviously, you put on a number of different surfaces on the PGA Tour. What have you learned about that surface as you kind of gone on?
Yeah, I think they've changed it a bit since I was here, but they had the pistons and stuff moving, actually changing the green, and I noticed, at least with our match, that as the day went on, it felt like they didn't ever really settle back. I've heard that they don't do that as much anymore. They rotate it, obviously, which is cool. But I'm looking forward to putting this time because it was impossible when we were putting to make anything, if I'm being completely honest.
That's what Matt Barrie was saying. They keep it the same for the first 9 holes and they change it for the last
fine, yeah, because
6
I
or
just
whatever,
noticed like you would get these little like orbs. The hardest part for me, I don't use a line, and the green's so perfectly, you know, it's turf. It's so perfectly green. You have no. I putt to an intermediary spot, and there's no imperfections. So like that gets a little tricky. But to be fair, last match I putt 2 whole times, so. I'm not doing it a whole lot. I don't think I'm gonna have to worry too much about the putting.
So I'm a big playoff scenario guy. Love crunching the numbers.
We are in it.
All right, we are
first 2 out.
You control your own destiny though,
okay.
Which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room? Like you giving like the Any Given Sunday inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99-199 issue from last week. Like I just don't get how he is still employed. We got to talk to ownership about that one.
You got it.
To be quite honest, like I haven't played in so long, like 4 weeks, so it's been hard to feel the fire. However, on the way over here, I did text kids. I was like, let's effing win one, please. Like, I got some competitive juice back. Get a little PTSD driving back in here, knowing how bad it went for me last time. So at least all the other boys have a win under their belt.
Yes.
I would really like a win, and I got I'm playing Wyndham this week, one of my best friends. So, and then next week we've got Atlanta, and I know that's Justin's team. So I just very much like to drum 2 of my friends just one hole.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're gonna go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's gonna help me get the job done. There is not gonna be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
You know the Knicks are talented. They're 37-20. It's not a bad season by any stretch. They're just not being the upper echelon team.
This is the Knicks team right now. They're a very good team. And I'm a Knicks fan. You can't look at there and say, this team can win a championship. They're not good enough. They're not good enough defensively. Are we the New York Knicks or are we the New York Fugazis? Forget about it.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Is that kind of helpful when it comes to preparing for a major? Is that you're just like 1 foot in front of you at this point?
Ideally come to a place here at Bay Hill where I've had good success in the past. I've only played it the last 21, 2, 3, and 4. So, but I've played it well, and I really like that we're heading there with where I'm at right now. I think it's going to tell me a lot.
The Smylie Show. only on SportsGrid.